Hey Haley, welcome to my vlog 4, sprint drills. So the drill that I've chosen to use in this vlog is a wicket run. So wicket runs were drills that I picked up from coaches Stu McMillan and Andreas Beam during my recent internship at Altus in Phoenix, Arizona. So we just see a few video clips of some of the athletes utilizing the wicket drills. So the objectives of wicket runs are a number of things. Overall, it's to further develop the skill of top-end speed mechanics, and we do this by, first of all, encouraging optimal frontside mechanics, uh, trying to strike the foot as close as possible to beneath the center of mass. Of course, we don't strike right underneath your center of mass, because if we did that, we'd fall flat on our face. But we're trying to get as close to center of mass as possible with our foot strike. Third, to optimize vertical ground contact projection, but we still are looking to project horizontally as we go down the track. 4, diminish mid-thigh deflection and therefore late heel recovery, which is a big part of why we utilize the wicket runs. And finally, also to diminish the possibility of casting out the swing leg for the next ground contact. So the programming wickets, generally they were prescribed on our speed and endurance days and also on our true speed lactic days. On the lecture on SimsCap, I know Haley asked us to elaborate whether the drill we chose for this video was more for developing a skill or a capacity. For the most part, wicket runs are used to develop the skill of top end sprint mechanics, but you will obviously develop some elastic reactive strength properties by executing wicket runs. So we're just going to look at an athlete here as he goes through a wicket run. So in this still shot here of the athlete, you can see that he is in mid stance and his foot is pretty much right underneath his center of mass. He has very nice positive upright posture, very good heel recovery on the swing leg. He's not sitting, he's not sagging, he's staying nice and stiff in that stance phase. And this is what we'd like to see with top end speed mechanics. In this next still shot, we can see the athlete now just at toe off. And the key things to notice here is, one, he has really good knee lifts, good frontside mechanics. And the other very crucial point here is that he gets very little mid-thigh deflection. So you can see here that the knee doesn't go behind the hip so much as he toes off, which is a very positive thing that we want to see when we sprint. If that knee gets really far behind the hip joint, you're going to have delayed heel recovery, and this can lead then to casting out in the subsequent swing phase when the foot hits the ground. In this final still shot, we can see that the athlete does a good job of not overcasting out into his next stride. Now we're going to look at a second athlete's technical model as she goes through the wicket run. So you can see with this athlete there's a big difference between her technical model and athlete number 1. You can see here in the still frame for her mid stance that she doesn't stay as stiff or rigid on that stance leg as athlete number 1, and you can also see that she has a delayed heel recovery. You can also see that at toe off she gets a lot more mid-thigh deflection, as you can see that the knee is far behind her knee joint line here at toe off. And this will lead then to a delayed heel recovery, and which can then subsequently lead to casting out on her subsequent step. And you can actually see that here now with her right shin of her lower leg. She has a tendency to cast out in front and land a bit further out in front of her center of mass than we would like throughout her sprint cycle. The final thing I want to touch on here was categorizing athletes into pushers versus pullers. This is something I learned from Coach Stu McMillan. The characteristics of pushers will be athletes who are more neuromuscular and less elastic reactive. They're seen as slow converters, meaning they need to spend more time on the ground to carry force. They tend to be backside dominant and have delayed heel recovery with large thigh deflection. So this would have been the second athlete we've seen in this video. Characteristics of pullers would be sprinters who are more elastic and reactive. They tend to be fast converters, meaning they need to spend less time on the ground to generate force. They tend to be front-side mechanic and have very good heel recovery and minimal tide deflection. And this would have been the first athlete that we've seen in this video. Okay, so the next question we need to ask then is, how could we improve athletes to technical model of the Wicket run? Well, there's three questions that we want to ask ourselves. Is the issue a positional or what's known as a mechanical issue? So, for example, does the athlete have some type of mobility issue that is impacting her technical model? Is the issue a motor control pattern / technical issue in that the athlete doesn't have a mobility issue or a physical capacity issue that we'll speak about in just a second, but it's purely just a technical issue? And then finally, is the issue actually a physical capacity issue in that is the athlete lacking strength, explosive strength, or an elastic reactive strength quality that is impacting on her ability to execute the technical model of the Wicket run? Now, after we've determined if it is one or even a combination of these factors, then we have to decide on the intervention that we are going to choose. So if it is a positional mechanical issue, then we need to look at a therapeutic intervention. If it is a motor control / pattern / technical issue, then it could be just a case of coaching it up, finding the appropriate cues, or even certain drills that will help the athlete get into the position that we want. And finally, if it is a physical capacity issue in that we've determined through some sort of assessment or profiling that it's a strength or explosive strength or elastic reactive strength capacity that the athlete is lacking in, well, then we need to develop that capacity in the weight room or even out on the track. If we determine that with athlete 2 it is a motor control, patterning, or technical issue with her Wicket run, a potential drill that we could use to help improve her technical model of the Wicket run will be to hold a stick out over her head. This may help the athlete to maintain a more upright torso, which may then in turn help with the issues that we see within her technical model, such as sitting and spending too long on the ground during her stance phase, helping with her delayed tide deflection and heel recovery, and then also helping them with her overstriding. This essentially would be what's known as a constraint-based approach to learning. The stick would provide a constraint that the athlete would have to overcome and hopefully help in dealing with the technical issues that we're seeing throughout her Wicket run. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any videos of any of the athletes performing this drill, but I'm sure from this description you can get a fair idea of what I'm describing. The final thing I wanted to cover in this video briefly was about the wicket spacing. To be honest, this would be a video in and of itself. So in short, the wicket spacing is based off the athlete's max stride length. It's adjusted for depending on a couple of factors: if the wickets are done on grass versus the track, and if the athletes are in flats versus spikes. Wicket spacings also will increase from the start to the finish to accommodate the athlete's increasing stride length throughout the Wicket run. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.